Hey everybody, welcome to our channel. My name is Angelo from the T-Scott family, and today I wanted to do a video on changing the oil in my GMC Arcadia Denali. And I thought it would be best to change it in a different way than a lot of people change it. I like things easy and comfortable and convenient. So instead of going to spend double the price it would be to change your oil at a local oil place change, I decided to do it myself. If you watch all our past videos, you'll notice that I do a lot of work to our RV and our vehicles. So today I'm going to do it on this one. And the reason I keep looking down is I purchased these Rhino ramps, which these are the 12,000 pound max. They do have the 16,000 pound for the bigger trucks, but I only needed the 12,000 for my truck and my vehicle. So I purchased these on Amazon, and everything we talk about in this video, including the oil filter we're going to use, will be in the description down below. So check that out. We are Amazon affiliates, so I have to tell you that. In the meantime, let's do this together. And I'm hoping my Gen Z will help us. Let's go. So Lexi, my Gen Z, and by the way, this video is going to be changing the oil or DIY with my Gen Z. So Lexi, come on over here for a second. Come on over here. Come on, my senior of high school. These ramps need to be in the same position as the tires. And as I pull up, you will take one or two of the ramps and tuck it to the tires. This way they're even as I go up the ramp. This way, in other words, one is not back here and one's here. They got to be even. So if my tire's here, and my tire's here, you got to push this one against the tire. You understand?
This is stressing me out already.
It is stressing her out already. So don't worry about it. Ready? Let's go.
Are you good on your side? Oh no. Yeah. Okay, wait. Tuck it in. Push it right to the tire now. Break my car. Look, push it right to the tire. Break the car. Right to the tire. Okay, right to the tire. Oh my gosh, you're gonna break my car. See how they got the black right there? Put the parking brake on. Put the parking brake on. So it doesn't roll.
Okay. Now that we put the front tires on the ramps, the Rhino ramps. Thank you for letting me buy this, sweetie. I appreciate it. By the way, Sandy's here. She helped Lexi move the ramps. So now we're going to talk about what oil we're going to use for this. It depends what region you're from. But in this case, we are using the 5W30, the Pennzoil, and we are using the AC Delco oil filter that goes with this vehicle originally, because I am definitely a, what do you call it?
DIYer?
No.
Wait, you're a OEM.
I am an OEM.
OE guy.
OE guy. OEM stands for, hang on.
Original equipment manufacturer. No.
You just got to hold it because they can't hear.
Original equipment
Okay,
manufacturer.
so I am a,
OE guy.
what does it OE mean?
Original equipment.
What's the M? I hear always the OEM.
Manufacturer.
Oh, so I am actually an OEM. So if I had these brakes done, I would always request to get a OEM brake system or rotor.
Which is still aftermarket, but you're very
it has to come
specific about your
has to come
OE.
from GM. That's who I am. So anyways, okay, so let's get to this oil
I want
change.
to clarify one more thing
Yes.
too. You said 5W30.
Yes.
This is what year is this?
This is a 2019 GMC Arcadia.
18.
Oh, 18. Same thing.
Yep. So but is it going to be conventional or full synthetic?
I'm going to go get it. Lexi, Can you go get all those oils and bring them here? We'll talk about that real quick. So I chose to use the 5W30, the Pennzoil, and I did get this on Amazon, by the way, and this is the same price as you would get it at, if not cheaper, than you would get it at a local store or a local hardware store like, I won't say, but one of the auto parts store. This is the Platinum Full Synthetic 5W30, and this vehicle requires 6 quarts. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the 5 quarts and then we're gonna check it and we'll see if it needs to add on to that. So Lexi, you want to come and explain? You want to come here for a second? You good? Or you're going to stand right there and go like that? Okay. And second, we're using the AC Delco filter. Well, you have to check with your manufacturer of what kind of oil filter that goes with your vehicle. But this one has the PF63. I'm hoping. If not, obviously this video will end and we have to wait till we get the proper oil filter. So, all right. So now that we have the oil filter, Rhino, racks. We're going to go on to the next step. I'm going to make sure I cover under here this way. And I try not to work from this way. I try to work from the front of the vehicle because if it slides off, obviously I'm not under it. I'm in the front and it'll be way past that. So, all right, you ready to locate the oil filter, Lexi? All right, let me show you something. Come here. All right, so Lexi, right here. Come on. Right here is, if you look under here, you'll see it'll say trunk. No, let me get this. I don't know why it does that. Okay, good. Okay, so under here, you'll see this right here. You know what this is? You know what this is right here?
Yes, it pops the hood.
What? You got to put the mic there.
It pops the hood.
It pops the hood. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to go over here. And we are going to find the lever here, which is right there. It's always tricky to find. Oh, this one you got to push down? No, you got to push sideways. Oh, I love how it has the shocks. You don't need the sticks to hold it up. There we go. Even inside here, Lexi, it says 5W30 right there. If you look over here on this cap, it says 5W30. Okay? All right, so second, I'm going to put gloves on. Right here, I have a 16-quart pan, which all the oil will drop in here. I'll actually undo this screw here so the oil stays in it and pours in here as it dumps in this. So I'm going to put this right there on that rag, open up my toolbox. Okay, so I have located the oil filter, which it's really, really, really easy to get to. If you see that right there, literally right in front of the vehicle, that is the oil. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put my pan under it. A lot of people take a drill and drill a hole so it drains, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how I do it. That's the daughter I raised. Okay, so here's the oil filter. I'm actually going to take a drill and drill in the center of it here. And you're gonna see the oil come out of it. All that oil is gonna drain, and I did it right before I got my drill all dirty. Now the oil, wow, that's pretty clear. That's pretty neat. So while that drains, I'm going to go ahead and undo the plug, which is the oil pan plug is right there. Right there. I'm going to move up the camera a little bit. Back it up. It's right there is the oil plug. I'm going to undo that, and we're going to drain the oil that way. Let's move this back here a little. So I'm going to go ahead, and what's cool is they have a torque here too. But we're going to go ahead and use a size 17, I think it is. I'm thinking this is a... It is! All right. Whoa. Oh my, that was easy. That was way too easy. So we're gonna move this so the oil can drain in the pan nice and easy instead of... And there it goes. We are draining the oil. All right. Sorry if I'm breathing heavy. Okay, so we got that. That'll drain. That's about 6 quarts right there. It's so simple, but you have to be careful when you change your oil is to keep this and make sure there's that gasket on that. If you could see that little rubber gasket, make sure that's on there all the time. You can go away. I don't need you. I thought it'd be pretty cool.
That's a lot of oil. Oh my gosh. Why is it bubbling?
Because that's air pumping out of the canister to allow it to drain in the pan. Okay, once that drains, I'm actually going to remove the oil filter. It may not look like it, but it is. All right, let's go ahead and remove it. So I'm going to go, I believe, counterclockwise. Yeah. So I'm gonna go clockwise, I should say. And a lot of times you have a special tool to do this. I don't. Let's see if I can get it off without the special tool. Oh yeah, that was literally like a half a turn. So you're gonna see how it's dripping oil still from the oil. That is the air going through. Make sure that drains as much as it can because there is oil in this oil filter. See right there, those are the legs of Lexi. Hi, Lexi. By the way, it ended up being a number 15 millimeter. I said 17. First one I grabbed was a 15, and that ended up being the one. So you can see the oil just pouring out of there. All right, so I think we're pretty much all set. So this was clockwise that I turned to remove it. So remember, when you put it back on, you want to counterclockwise. So there it goes. See, the more oil, the more air that runs through it, the more oil will come out of this. There it goes, more. So by the way, safety is number one. Make sure that you have your, when you put this vehicle on the ramps, you do have the blocks in the back of the vehicle, tires. This way it does not roll off. But I have the emergency brake on and the blocks in the back. So we're going to continue to unscrew this. And the more I unscrew it, the more oil. Well, there she is again. Hi, Lex. By the way, this is Lexi's vehicle that we're doing this to, and I'm trying to teach her. And now that the oil...
I'm not doing this by myself. This is ridiculous.
There we go. We'll just leave this. We're just going to leave that in the pan like that. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that the oil gasket, which is right here, we want to make sure that that's off of the mount up there. And we're going to just clean it nice and just clean it a little bit. There should be no oil because the oil pan is still dripping oil right there.
Dad, you were not expecting to do this by myself. So
No, I didn't say do it by yourself.
I'm saying I'm never doing this by myself. It's pointless.
I just said help me with it.
I'm a girl.
All right, so now the oil pan is almost completely drained. I want to put this screw back on before I put this on to make sure that if I fill this up with oil a little bit, it's not going to pour out of the oil pan. You know what I mean, Lexi? All right. So I'm going to put this oil pan screw back on. And this is why I don't fill this up, because it just keeps falling over. The oil is completely removed. I'm going to put the oil pan screw back on.
You know that audio thing, that microphone's over there is on still? It's just going to be messing with me.
Yeah. It's okay. And then I'm going to tighten it. And there is a rubber gasket, so don't go crazy tightening it. Right there. And that should do. And I like to wipe it to make sure that if it does drip, we can see it. All right, so now let's go ahead and fill this pan up, or this oil filter up. We're going to use the smaller quart first of the Pennzoil. And we're only going to fill it up, I mean, as much as we think we need to fill it up. As much as it goes, I should say. I don't want to put too much. Wow, this is so much different than the diesel that I do. So you want to make sure that this rubber gasket here is completely drenched in oil. This way it slides as it turns. I'm going to get rid of all this excess oil here. And I always wear gloves. By the way, I will have a link in the description again for the gloves too, because they are hard to come across these days, the good ones. So as we put this on, remember, we took it off clockwise. Clockwise we took it off, so we're going to be counterclockwising this way because we took it off this way. And it goes in the same spot, so there's no change.
I have oil on my hands.
And now we're counterclockwizing it and try not to over... There we go. It should screw on so easy now. This way you know you're not cross-threading it. And I like to make it tight and then turn maybe another half. That should do. I'm not going to touch it anymore. Now that the screw's on and the oil filter's on, that took us, what, 10 minutes? Not even. It took longer to drain than it did to change the filter, oil filter, and put the screw back on. So now what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put, this is what I deal with every day. Dirty fingers, you know, we're changing oil, white tank top, you know, stuff like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the oil inside there, where right here, there's a cap that says 5W30. We're going to pop that off, place it right here. I love how they have this little basket here. And we're going to fill it up with fresh oil right here. Come here, Lexi. So, if you're like me, you misplace your oil funnel. And I've done this for years. I don't care how good of a mechanic you are or DIY, you're going to misplace it here and there. It's somewhere in here. I could not wait. So I cut a gallon of antifreeze, empty gallon, and I washed it. I cut it. I unscrewed the cap, and I'm going to use this as a funnel. I'm going to put this inside. I'm going to put my oil in it. Isn't that a great idea, Lexi? Nice. This is what I was talking about when I said I was going to use this cap. It goes right inside here. A lot of these, it fits perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to break open the 5-quart. We're going to pop that off. I love my little tray here. And we're going to carefully pour the oil in it, making sure that it does not come out of the bottom of that cap, and it's not. So we are going to go ahead and pour it, and you can see, I would almost guarantee all 5 of all 4 of these quarts, or I'm sorry, 5 of this is going in here. And that's it for this one.
Do you think this can hear my stomach growl?
Put the cap back on this here. All right, this is done. So this is literally 1.25 gallons, which is 5 quarts. This vehicle takes 6 quarts. Remember, we opened that small quart right here, and we used it for half the filter, but we are not going to put it in yet. We want to check the oil. And by the way, when you remove this gallon, make sure you have a rag. And I have a cap for this that I'm going to put back on.
I was yawning.
You know what a dipstick is? A dipstick is to check the oil. And we're going to just wipe it and then put it right back in. Like that. And I need my glasses for this. There they are. And we'll pull it back out. and see how much oil is on. And you can see that it's almost halfway, so I'm assuming it's going to need that balance, the quart right there. So we're going to put this dipstick back in. And since this has a small little nozzle, I'm literally going to just put it in like that. Did I say nozzle? I'm not going to pour all of it, I'm going to leave just a little bit out. Now I'm going to check the dipstick in a second. Wow, looking in there, that looks so clean. All right, we're going to wipe it again because it's not going to be accurate if you don't. And it's literally almost there. If you can see that oil almost there. And I'm assuming it's going to need this final, whatever, the rest of this, whatever's in this. And there we go. We'll just fill it up. Because it does take 6 quarts. And that's it. Like that. Let it sit a second. Live here. Ready? We're going to put that dipstick back in. Looks like that is actually, as we say in Italiano, perfetto. That's exactly how much oil you want in this. So now, I'm going to ask Lexi to go in the vehicle and start it for 10 seconds and then turn it off. Before we do that, we're going to move this and this and the camera. So go ahead and start it and count to 10 and turn it off.
Do I shut it?
Yes, that's 10 seconds. So now that she's done that, we're going to peek under here to make sure that nothing is leaking, which nothing looks like it is leaking. There's your oil pan screw.
Oh my gosh, this is tall.
And there is your oil filter, and you can see how shiny it is. There's no black marks coming down. And that's it. So now that we started it for 10 seconds, I do want to check one more time the dipstick, making sure that we are 100% good. Isn't that fun to do an oil change with your daddy?
I yawned like 10 times.
And it looks good. Once the vehicle goes down, it'll level itself out. So that's it, man. I think that took 10 minutes.
Nope, it took 30.
Total without recording.
30.
Go ahead and start the car. All right, put the brake. Undo the emergency brake. Put it in reverse. And roll it down without letting go of the brake. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Go. Little by little. There you go. Keep going. If you go fast, you'll break the whole front. There you go. Brake. There you go. There you go.
Oh my god, which way am I going?
You're good. Keep going. Back it up. Good. Right there's fine. The vehicle's out. We can reset. Yep, keep going. You're good. All right. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go into the display, the menu, until you see change oil right there.
You did it
Now,
wrong.
how you're going to reset it is you are going to hold down on the check mark until it resets.
Do you know what you're doing?
Mm-hmm. It should be done now. So now what she did was she went all the way with that right there, the arrows, until she saw change oil. And then she held down on this check mark until that beeped and said 100%. So now you are all set with your oil change. So how do you feel, Gen Z, that you helped hold the mic in your hand to change your oil? Mm-hmm. Nice.
You did it all.
Yeah, she did
Hey
it all.
everybody, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And like I said, anything you can do with your kids, I would go ahead and spend the time, even though they just stand there and watch you. That is time spent, in my opinion, even though they don't do anything. At least they know that they can say to their kids that they've changed the oil with their old man. I hope you like this video. In the meantime, check us out. Check our other videos out. Share this video out to those who have a GMC Denali. What is this? An Arcadia Denali? Arcadia Denali 2018. And if they have it, they can see how easy it is to change your oil. And I even did it with a Gen Zer.
I watched.
At least she was around. We'll see you guys in the next video.